So if you're one of those people that are out and about these days, there's this kind of extra stress of being on the road and being in traffic and communicating with other people. So let's just settle our minds. Check your feet. If your feet are down on the floor, put them in a parallel position. Maybe you can have a cushion underneath your feet. Then if you're sitting on in a cross-legged position on your chair, on the couch, on the floor, you can pop a little cushion underneath your sit bones. Make sure your sacrum is straight. Hips are over the shoulders, over the hips, and then the ears over the shoulders. Hands in the meditation mudra, right hand nestled in the left, the thumbs touching. Now just imagine your spine is made of a string of pearls of light. So very gradually lengthening from the base of the spine, the coccyx, all the way up through your body, through the top of the crown of your head, and imagine as somebody is behind you or above you, very gently lengthening your spine. Excuse me, just 1 second. Head is slightly tipped forward. Eyes are down, looking upon the length of your nose if they were open to a spot about 2 inches ahead. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, relax the jaw. Bring your mind to the crown of your head, your scalp. Relax the scalp and the forehead. The eyes, the back of the eyes, where the eyes sit in the sockets, cheeks. The nose, the mouth. Over the back of the head, relax the scalp there. Your ears and temples. And just notice your face relaxing again, second time. Relax the neck and the shoulders, your back. If you're sort of happily leaning in the couch, just move yourself slightly forward, slightly away from the couch. If you're not sick, or you don't, if your back is healthy, keep yourself upright. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly, arms, hands, fingers, legs, your feet and your toes, and bring the mind to the breath. Just very gently breathing in, noticing the sensation of cool air as you're breathing in, slightly warmer air as you're breathing out. If there's any sounds in your environment, just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to run off and investigate with your mind. And just notice thoughts arising, abiding and falling, dissolving. And try not to judge your thoughts, have opinions about them, make stories up. Just keep the mind back on the breath. As we think of a motivation, and we know that there is no negativity that cannot be purified. There's nothing we've done that's so awful that it can't be purified. It's always a comforting thing to know, because at your core there is this pure, clear stuff. So we're purifying all our negative karma this evening for ourselves, for all the people in our life, for all sentient beings, as we move along our path, our spiritual path. So we create negativity with our mind. So we're going to create positivity with our mind. We're going to change the way we think. So the first of the 4 opponent powers is the power of regret. So just for a moment, sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, or your past lives. I think we won't be able to remember that. But think maybe of something that happened today. Sometimes we never know where someone's coming from, what's happened to them during the day. And we just react to things according to what's going on inside our mind without thinking about perhaps how we're impacting on others. So sometimes we can affect people positively and also maybe in a not such a great way, just because we are not necessarily thinking of the other person. So maybe it was something like that. Maybe it was an unintentional something, and you maybe heard later, oh, when you looked at me that way, or when you said that thing, I felt really hurt. So we think maybe have a regret for perhaps the ways in which we might inadvertently harm others because we're busy or because we're not thinking. So the reason to regret is based on the logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, past actions. So having harmed others, we will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And from the current suffering that we experience, we don't want any more of it. So the logic is then we pull out the karmic seeds before they ripen as suffering in the future. And so think, I regret from the depths of my heart anything that I've done to harm others with my body and my speech, any vows I may have broken or degenerated, because I do not want this suffering in the future, and regret the anger, the attachment, and all the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think, again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then also something that we often don't think of is it's like, gosh, I actually survived the day. I didn't die today or last night. So I'm actually still alive, and I'm got enough energy to be able to do this purification meditation. So how amazing. So rejoice. So next is a prayer of reliance. So we rely on, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who is the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not asking Guru Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're using his methods to purify our mind. So visualize Guru Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, about 2 inches above the crown of your head, facing the same way as you. And you can imagine that this is your Lama, your teacher, your guru, your trusted mentor, however you think of them, manifesting in this way for your benefit. And so he's made of this blissful, radiant white light, sitting in a cross-legged position. It's this radiant, beautiful, youthful face and these lotus-like eyes. And they're peaceful and full of love and compassion for us, for all sentient beings. This very non-judgmental, accepting you exactly as you are, meeting you where you are. There's this sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right, the left holding a bell representing wisdom, the right holding a Vajra representing the indestructibility of compassion. Their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sun, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So there's this other section here on compassion. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely on other beings to develop compassion. So in this case, it's the beings that we have harmed, and then those who have harmed us. So we try and have compassion for the people that we've harmed. And then also turn your mind to the people who've harmed you and have compassion for them, because the suffering they've caused you, they've created the karma now to experience suffering in the future. So next is the power of a remedy, and this is the medicine, the doing of the actual practice of purification. So the first is the purification of the body. And just imagine Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sending this powerful white nectar quite strongly, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps coming and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of this kind of inky black liquid, which pours out of you and disappears into space. Not one atom left, doesn't pollute the environment, it just disappears as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempi Yata Sawa Kama Sutame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Membe Yata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is completely purified, and think that there's no way you could do anything but be of benefit to others now with your body. How amazing. So every time they see you, sense you, smell you, their mind becomes blissful, happy, and you benefit them. So the next is the purification of the speech. And Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and very forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech, the lying, talking badly about others, and talking badly about others behind their back, and then getting other people to agree with you about all their terrible things. I think we all love to do this one. It's probably the thing that we do the most is our speech. And all this is purified by the pureful nectar filling you. So as you recite the mantra, just imagine that. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Savasiti Mebiyata Sava Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahazamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So now feel so happy that your speech is completely purified, and imagine that it's not possible that you could do anything be of benefit to others now with your speech. Every time they hear your voice, it benefits them. So the next is a purification of the mind, and Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately now sending powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown chakra and fills your entire being. And just as LAMA YESHE says, when you walk into a room and switch on a light, it instantly dispels the darkness. So in the same way, the instant the light hits your heart chakra, all the negative energy or the darkness in your mind is completely dispelled. So all the attachment and the neediness, the anger, depression, anxiety, grudges, and the bitterness, wishing to harm others, wishing to get back at them, revenge, all this is just completely disappears upon contact with the light. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supakaya Mebawa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Maybe Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mudza Vajrabala Mahasamaya Zata Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Maybe Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mudza Vajrabala Mahasamaya Zata Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa, Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mebeyata Sawakama Sitame, Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan, Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita. Dina Mebawa, Sutokaya Mebawa, Supokaya Mebawa. Anarakta Mebawa, Sawasidi Mibiyata Sawakama Sitame, Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan, Sawatata Gata Vajramame Muza Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe. So I'd be so delighted that all delusions, your delusions, which are the source of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others, with our body and with our speech, are completely purified. They're gone, finished. And think there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and wisdom and kindness and forgiveness and bliss, compassion. How amazing. So the next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So this time you can imagine the Guru Vajrasattva sending light and nectar, or if you're feeling brave, you can imagine the previous 3 visualizations of the body, speech, and mind. You can do them simultaneously. We can do them one after the other. And just imagine, so whatever works for you as we recite the mantra, and imagine that Guru Vajrasattva, as he sends the light and the nectar, fills you completely and eradicates the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Musa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebe Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebe Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dina Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mebi Yata Sawakama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guru Hum Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Hum Pe Now feel completely purified, not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. And the fourth step is the power of resolve. So it's such a crucial step, this one, this determination not to harm with our body, speech, and mind again. So this is where we're just going to promise ourselves to refrain from doing things that are harmful. And without this, we're just going to keep doing the same old things over and over again, following the same old habits, same old patterns. So the determination, this aspiration to not harm again, is like a beacon that guides our body and our speech and our mind in new directions. So as Lama Rinpoche says, everything exists on the tip of the wish. So think of something that you'd like to work on tonight. Perhaps it's attachment to cake. Something simple that is manageable. You might think, okay, so I'm not going to have 10 cups of coffee tomorrow. I'll just have 6. Whatever's sort of within your grasp, not like a New Year's Eve resolution that kind of 2 days later we just give up. To make something that's doable, realistic. Just going to refrain from doing something that's harmful. 5 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 seconds a day for the rest of this week. So it's a determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. So Guru Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into light and absorbs into you through your crown. And just think, my Guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. They've merged. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So Lama Rinpoche recommends now to meditate on the emptiness with 3 circles. In the emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a moment. Perhaps we can think of all phenomena as empty. Think of things as being dependent arisings. This thing happened because of that. This group of events led to this event. We can also think based on our where we're built, our height changes our perception of the world. So perhaps the world is not existing the way we think it necessarily is. So let's dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy we've created this evening by doing this purification to all living beings, to all the people of our life. May all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment as quickly as possible, without one delay of even a second. Okay, so let's go to the long life prayers. His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world. To the incomparably kind and Zengyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. You uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjanos' victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honoring the 3 jewels, savor of myself and others, your disciples. Please, please live long. Lama Ursula, Venerable One, to use kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West. Mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. Geshe-la. Beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Yay! We've done it. We're purified. Now we can go to bed with a happy mind.